Hello students, myself Amrita Dhar, Assistant Professor of Electrical Engineering Department of Greater Kolkata College of Engineering and Management, JIS Group. I will teach you Power System 3.
In this video, I will discuss about steady state analysis when power demand is constant. This subtopic is under the topic load frequency control for single area, and this topic is included in module 3 automatic generation control of the subject power system 3. Course code is EE-703A. Now, it is very difficult to make you understand about steady state analysis over PowerPoint presentation. So, I will do board work to make you understand better. So, let's start. In this video, I will discuss about steady state analysis of load frequency control for single area or isolated area. Now, in previous video, I have discussed about steady state analysis of load frequency control for free governing operation. In this case, we assume that PD, that is load demand, is constant. It is constant. So, delta PD is equals to 0. Now, I draw the block diagram, complete block diagram. This is delta PC. KSG by 1 plus STSG. The output is delta YES. Then turbine model KT 1 plus STT. The output is PT or PGS. If we neglect the loss, delta PT is equal to delta PTS. This is the generator load model. Gain is KPS and time constant is TPS. Output is delta F of S. Feedback gain is 1 by R, and there is another input delta PDS. Now this input is equals to 0. Now this is delta PS. Now delta YES is equals to KSG 1 plus STSG into delta PCS minus 1 by R delta F of S. Now delta PGS is equals to KT 1 plus STT, and the value of delta F of S is equals to delta PGS minus delta PDS into KPS 1 plus STPS. Okay, now delta F of S is equals to delta PGS. I put the value of delta PGS, sorry, here is delta YES. Now I put the value of delta PGS, which is KT minus 1 plus STT into delta YES minus delta PDS into KPS by 1 plus STPS. Now again I put the value of delta YES, which is KT 1 plus STT, delta YES, put the value of delta YES, KSG 1 plus STSG into delta PCS minus 1 by R delta F of S minus delta PDS into KPS by 1 plus STPS. Now delta PDS, the value of delta PDS is equal to 0. So this term is cancelled. So delta F of S is equal to KT KSG 1 plus STT 1 plus STSG into delta PCS minus 1 by R delta F of S into KPS 1 plus STPS. Now shift. Now delta F of S 1 plus KT KSG KPS by 1 plus STT 1 plus STSG 1 plus STPS TPS is equals KT KSG KPS by 1 plus STT 1 plus STSG 1 plus STPS into delta PCS. Now delta PCS is equal to delta PC by S. So delta F of, sorry, here is a R. So delta F of S is equals to KT KSG KPS by 1 plus STT 1 plus STSG 1 plus STPS by 1 plus KT KSG KPS by R by 1 plus STT 1 plus STSG 1 plus STPS. Delta F of S is equal to KT KSG KPS by 1 plus STT 1 plus STSG 1 plus STPS by 1 plus STT 1 plus STSG 1 plus STPS plus KT KSG KPS by R by the LCM 1 plus STT 1 plus STSG 1 plus STPS. Now cancel out this, so delta F of S is KT KSG KPS by 1 plus STT 1 plus S into TSG 1 plus S into TPS plus KT KSG KPS by R. Sorry, delta PC by S, delta PC by S, delta F of S equals to delta F steady state delta PD equals to 0, S F of S tends to 0 is equals to KT KSG KPS. This becomes 1 1 1 because S is 0, so this is 0. So 1 plus KT KSG KPS by R into delta PC by S. Now if KSG KT is almost equals to 1, then KPS by 1 plus KPS by R, delta PC. S is multiplied in the left hand side. So KPS is 1 by B, 1 plus 1 by BR delta PC, which is equals to 1 by B plus 1 by R delta PC. Now if the speed changer setting is changed by delta PC while the load demand changes by delta PD, the steady state frequency change is obtained by superposition, that is delta F is equal to 1 by B plus 1 by R delta PC minus delta PD. Now according to this equation, the frequency change caused by load demand can be compensated by changing the setting of the speed changer, that is delta PC equals to delta PD for delta PC equals to delta PD for delta F is equals to. Now this figure shows the steady state load frequency characteristics of a speed governance system. This picture shows two load frequency plots, one to give schedule frequency at 100% rated load and other to give the same frequency at 60% rated load. Now we solve numerical problems. A 100 MVA synchronous generator operates on full load at a frequency of 50 Hz. The load is suddenly reduced to 50 megawatt due to time lag in governor system. The steam valve begins to close after 0.4 second. Determine the change in frequency and that occurs in this time. Given H is equals to 5 kilowatt S per kVA for generator capacity. Now kinetic energy stored in rotating parts of generator and turbine is equals to H into PR, that is 100 into 1000, which is equal to 5 into 10 to the power 5 kilowatt S. Now excess power input to generator before steam valve begins to close is equal to 50 megawatt. 50 megawatt. Excess energy input to rotating parts in 0.4 second is equal to 50 into 1000 into 0.4, which is equal to 20,000 kilowatts. Now stored kinetic energy, proportional to frequency square. So frequency at the end of 0.4 second is 50 into 5 lakhs plus 20,000 by 5 lakhs whole to the power half, which is equals to 51 Hz. Next problem is two generators rated 200 megawatt and 400 megawatt are operating in parallel. The droop characteristics of their governors are 4% and 5% respectively. From the no load to full load. Assuming that the generators are operating at 50 Hz at no load, how would a load of 60 megawatt be shared between them? And what will be the system frequency at this load? Assume free governor operation and repeat the problem if both the governors have a droop of 4%. So, generator 1 has a load, suppose X megawatt. So total load is 600 megawatt. So the total load shared by generator 2 is 600 minus X megawatt.
since the generators are in parallel, they will operate at the same frequency at steady load. Now, reduction in frequency, delta F. So,
delta F, that is reduction in frequency, by X, that is load of generator 1, is equals to
rating of generator 1 is equals to 0.04. This is the 4% is the droop of generator 1 into 50 is the no load frequency by 200 megawatt. For second, delta F by 600, for second generator, delta F by 600 minus X is equal to 0.05. This is the droop of second generator, 5% droop characteristics into 50, normal no load frequency volt 400. 400 is the rating of generator 2. Now solving this, we get X is equal to 231 and load on generator 2 is 600 minus 231 is equal to 369 megawatt. So this is the load of generator 1 and this is the load of generator 2. Now it is observed here that due to difference in droop characteristics of governors, generator 1 is overloaded because the rated power of generator 1 is 200 megawatt. The generator 2 is underloaded. Now next question is, when the droop characteristics is 4% for both generator. So in second situation, the delta F by X is equal to 0.04 in 50 by 200, and for generator 2 it is for generator 1, and for generator 2 delta F by 600 minus X equal to 0.04 into 50 by 200, because here droop characteristics for both the generator are same and it is 4%. From here we can write delta F is equal to 20 by 200 into X from this, and from this we can write delta F is equal to 400, rating of generator 2 is 400, 20 by 400 into 600 minus X. Now we can write 20 by 200 into X equal to 20 by 400, 600 minus X. So this is 1 by 10 X plus 1 by 20 X equals to 20 30. Now this is equals to 1 by 200, 20 plus 10 X equals to 30. Now 1 by 200, 20 plus 10 X is equal to 30. So X is equal to 200 into 30 by 30. X is 200 megawatt, and generator 2 load is 600 minus 200, that is 400 megawatt. This is the load of generator 1. So if the droop characteristics is 4%,
then they will share load as 200 megawatt and 400 megawatt, that is they are loaded corresponding to their ratings. This indeed is desirable from operational consideration.
That's all from today's class. If you have any problem, please contact with me. My contact details is given on the first slide. Thank you.